things that you don't know the teenagers would know. क्यों? क्योंकि Google Baba जिंदाबाद. So they know everything. But when you approach a teenager and there is a conversation about amongst the teenagers that this person is good, there again your confidence level goes up. So there again they are judging you. That is the next level. Then you go to the seniors. This would be the senior citizens. If you look at senior citizens, 60 plus. There again there's a way of talking to them. There's a way of interacting with them.
Hello and welcome to another exciting Coffee with Coach at Skills Rediscovery. My name is Rushal and today we have a very special trainer and coach, Carol Titus. Carol, hi. Welcome to this Coffee with Coach.
Hi Rushal, it's good to be here.
Alright, so Skills Rediscovery, as you all know, is an online skills learning platform जहाँ पे business, creativity, lifestyle, technology ऐसे अलग-अलग domains के बहुत सारे online courses आपके लिए हम लेके आते हैं and इन सब courses की खास बात ये है कि these are all live courses, which means that you can actually interact with your trainer in real time when you are learning from them, apart from all other resources that our trainers have for you. Also, हम लोग के सारे courses जो है ये English में तो है ही, लेकिन हिंदी में और सारी जो हमारे देश की regional languages हैं उसमें भी available है. So we promote multilingualism on a big scale. So this is like your one-stop place where you can get all your courses. तो चाहे आप आपकी करियर में एक नेक्स्ट स्टेप लेना चाहते हैं या फिर आप बस अपनी कोई हॉबी एक्सप्लोर करना चाहते हैं, Skills Rediscovery is the place for you. So we'll talk with Carol about her professional journey. ये एक soft skills की ट्रेनर भी हैं और IELTS की ट्रेनर हैं. She has more than 13 years of experience at training और उसके पहले भी अलग-अलग इंडस्ट्रीज में काम किया है, as a recruiter काम किया है. So she knows what recruiters are looking for, what kind of soft skills they want, और वो सारा जो अपना इंडस्ट्री का और डोमेन का नॉलेज है वो ये लेके आती हैं अपने कोर्सेज में. तो उनके कोर्सेज के बारे में भी आज हम बात करेंगे. बट बिफोर दैट, कैरल, व्हाई डोंट यू शेयर योर प्रोफेशनल जर्नी विद अस कि आपका कैसे रहा? लाइक, डिड यू ऑलवेज वांट टू गेट इनटू दिस फील्ड इन योर स्कूल और कॉलेज डेज या इट जस्ट हैपेंड समडे?
No, actually it just happened. What was happening in school and college was totally different from what I am right now. Mm-hmm. I'm a commerce graduate and no further degrees, but all additional degrees with those related to work experience, those related to soft skills, those related to IELTS. So the basic qualification was commerce, and then I moved into computers. So I have a master's in computer application as well. Awesome. But you know, it's like you tend to believe that you are in that field for a purpose. But the purpose was not served because I am not a person who would sit in front of the computer and software coding karna or writing stuff and just focusing on the laptop was not enough. Then I got into recruitment, where I interacted with hoteliers, with airlines, with campus interviews, college to campus. वो सब कर दिया मैंने because I was with Franklin Institute initially, and I have taught air hostess, probable air hostesses, grooming, awesome. English, etiquette, the works. So then this got me thinking about a total shift from computers to training face to face. And that's where I got into the corporate line, and I have also trained HR level managers and top management with soft skills. What happens with soft skills is that in your academic profession, in your academic qualifications, in your academic degrees, they do not focus on soft skills. Soft skills would be grooming techniques, your way to speak, your body language, your stress level maintenance, your time management. All these are soft skills which are not taught in an actual degree. Those are just rote learning. So we as people of our generation have realized the importance of the soft skills and are getting the youngsters of today into that area. That is the soft skills area. And they realize that it's not just technical intelligence, it's not just bookish matter that is important, but your emotional level, your EQ, they call it, emotional quotient is very important for managers to assess that you are eligible for the job. They just don't look at your degrees and diplomas right now in today's world and era. Okay, then the IELTS is another important area I've got into, because I was looking at moving abroad myself. But then I saw how tough it was to get those required scores, and the scores as such are those that the institute, if you're looking for further studies, the institute looks at particular scores that you need to get into the institute. And if you're looking at work, there again you need a particular score to get into that country. So I found people struggling with this IELTS matter so much that it gave me some push in that direction, saying that of course I have the ability and I have the capability to allow these candidates to score better and putting their correct values to use. Like suppose if you want to do like there are 4 modules in IELTS. So if you're looking at upping your score in reading, then you need to read. But what was happening in IELTS classes was they were just giving you practice tests. The actual matter was not taught. So I have designed, based on that, I have designed so many tests that are looking at the ability of the candidate himself, not just a general test, but the capability of the candidate is assessed. That is what I do before I take a session. And based on whatever needs to be polished, whatever needs to be going in the right direction, that is where I focus the test on the candidate to improve the score. So all that happened in a flash of a moment, because when I gave the IELTS, I realized that I just don't have to move abroad. Of course, it's a better life. It's a better situation for the children. But then if we actually don't get there, what is wrong with getting our people in India up to that level? Right? People here also need that push that of course you all can do it. Of course you all can achieve that target. And what better way than to get myself into that area and, give them that push. I also train teenagers, in the life skills. Life skills would be their career aspects, their grooming, their interviewing skills. So these guys are just out of school and into college and looking for guidance. So I do that as well and guide the students as far as career development is concerned. There again, I stress on time management and motivation and leadership skills. These 3 are very important for the youth of today because they're mostly misguided and they all want to go abroad. So whenever they come for the IELTS, it's first a counseling session and then a session on assessing their abilities so that they are able to focus on what is required for them. So that's been my journey, and now I'm here as an IELTS trainer major, and then I will look at soft skills, because now with the current scenario of pandemic, mostly soft skills are not handled well due to the online platform. What we need with soft skills is the offline platform where we have face-to-face interaction and where we have the ability to see what the candidate feels and the candidate body posture, expression, facial expression, all that is important for skills. So that happens with the offline. So right now I'm focusing more on the IELTS because it gives a ready platform to show test papers, to give them links for practice, to show their corrections, to show whatever they are job. So that becomes an ideal platform for IELTS right now. So that's.
But you do have. So you do have a physical kind of a training setup in Mumbai. That's where you are from, right?
Yes. The physical setup would be at the candidate's office or at the candidate's residence, not such as a classroom, because what happens with IELTS is they require individual attention. Each candidate has a different score level that they want to achieve. So there is where I give them the personalized service of one-to-one session, and depending on which module they want and how they want it, it is totally up to the candidate as to how they want to proceed. Yes.
Okay. So actually you mentioned a very interesting thing that people actually lack in soft skills, and that's because all our in all our educational journey यही सिखाते हैं बस कि आपको कैसे एक अच्छा परफॉर्मर बनना है. So you work individually all your life, all your school life, all your college life. और 21st century market में अब ऐसे नहीं लोग चाहिए खुद वाले, अब ऐसे लोग चाहिए जो बाकी लोग के साथ मिलके काम कर सके. And I think that's why emotional quotient that you mentioned is very important. Team skills, do come into the picture. So I think ये एक बहुत अच्छी चीज है जो नए freshers ने भी consider करना चाहिए. Carol, tell me what are the most important lessons that you have learned throughout your career?
Oh, there's a long list on that. During the entire career growth, I have learned that learning is not enough. You've got to put it into practice. And unless you put it into practice, you will not know that you have learned it correctly. You know, learning ka chalu hi rehta hai. You learn this, you learn that. Every day is a learning experience. But once you put that learned matter into practice is where it shows that you have actually learned the topic well.
All right, very important. Yeah, of course.
Practice is important.
Great. So, Carol, you talked about what all areas you focus on. So, just tell me, कौन-कौन से courses हैं आपके? One soft skills वाले course में आप क्या-क्या cover करते हो और उसमें कौन-कौन सी audience होती है? वो of course आपकी अभी फिलहाल online में नहीं है, लेकिन वो जब physically आपका चालू होगा तो वो रहेगा. पहले उसकी बात करते हैं, फिर बाद में IELTS पे आते हैं. So, soft skills में क्या-क्या होता है?
Okay, soft skills में very important is your grooming. Okay, so how you present yourself and how you carry yourself, mainly at the first look. It is at the first 10 minutes that, you know, ऐसा होता है. First 10 minutes that the employer decides whether I need this candidate or not. So, what will decide that?
Really?
What will decide that is how you look. Okay, that's one. Second is how you present yourself. So your greeting, your salutation, your way of talking, all that counts. And third is how you move about in the interview sessions. Like if you enter the interview room and you wait for the manager or the interviewer to ask you a question, you can sit. Or if you directly sit, वो दो अलग-अलग चीज़ होती है. So if you automatically go and sit, what should be done is you should wait. You should wait and ask politely, may I sit? If you don't get a response from there, as you enter, then you ask, may I have a seat? And then you proceed. Otherwise, wait, and if he says, please take a seat, then you go ahead and sit. Both are feasible. But if you actually come and just sit there, that is considered rude. Okay, so that action needs to be omitted. Yeah, this the right and the wrong will not be taught to you in a degree college.
On the contrary, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है. Yeah, so you know, I'm just imagining myself to be in that interview room. ऐसा नहीं होगा क्या कि अगर जाके confidently, politely wish करके अगर बैठ जाए तो वो ऐसा दिखाता है कि yes, I'm a confident person.
Yes, that also counts. But then the interviewer has so many in line, you know, and he's not going to. The previous candidate may have just upset him. Then how will you? How can you imagine that you are in the right place? So you have to be on your guard. You know, the backup also should be there. Okay, if I say, can I sit? Is it okay? Or if I just go and sit, is that okay? But you also need to judge the interviewer's mood. वो ऐसे CV को देखता रहेगा तो कौन पूछेगा, कौन greet करेगा? So you have it. Otherwise, if the interviewer is a jolly person and he says, okay, come in, then you can directly sit. So it's all on the basis of what happens at the moment. So you've got to be very alert when you go for an interview also. Even if it's your first or even if it's your last, you have to be very alert that, this is what can happen, this is what may happen, and this is what actually happened. It's like that.
Okay, great, nice. So soft skills में ये सब है, और क्या होता है soft skills में?
Okay, so that's the interview skills. Okay, interview skills is one soft skill. Then you have leadership skills, where it is basically for the top management. They come in with queries such as, how do I manage a team of say 20 people? Then how do I delegate orders, on what basis? ये सब leadership में आएगा. Delegation, assessment, then promotions, ये सब leadership में आएगा. That is basically for the managerial level. Then for your the lower level, the middle management, you can have leadership also, and you can have those skills that are required to work with people. So those are called working skills. Okay, people skills. All these are termed as people skills. So handling people. I have done a certificate course in people management from IIM Bangalore. So there they were teaching us that you have to get people to understand what you want to get across. You may continue speaking, but if the person is confused on the other side, then what your purpose is over there is lost. So you actually have to assess the people. That's why I said these soft skills are important. You get across your idea when they are in front of you. When they are online, you can't judge them. You don't know how to go ahead. You're stuck. You may have your curriculum, you may have your theses, and you may have your points put down. But then that's just like talking otherwise. Just like you're speaking to you and me on the laptop. Same thing happens with online sessions. So when we're having soft skills, it's very important to have them in front of you. It should be a face-to-face dialogue, or it can be a team effort also. But when you're in the room is where you are, concerned about each and every candidate in the room. That's where you get your ideas across.
So soft skills के लिए prime audience कौन है आपका? Like should college first year, second year students be also looking for this, या freshers, या experienced people?
It's a wide area, Ushan. It's a real wide area, and everybody requires soft skills. Okay, and the soft skills will vary different people. Now, if you look at the college students, as you said, once they're out of college, they are the ones who would be equipped with a degree. अभी वो हाथ में आ गया, अभी वो पेपर डिग्री हो गया, अभी क्या? What next? How am I going to land that job, my dream job? तो उसके लिए थोड़ा पॉलिश वगैरह लगाना ही पड़ेगा ना. खाली डिग्री लेके देखेंगे तो that's not enough.
नहीं बात है, डिग्री लेके तो हजारों लोग ऑलरेडी हैं ही.
Yes.
सवाल ये कि हजारों में से वो 10 में कैसे आना है आपके.
हाँ. So there again you have the soft skill of confidence building. Confidence जो है वो कभी आएगा जब भी आप interact करेंगे. When you talk to people, and not just the top management, anybody. Okay, you may interact with a little child, and the little child will say, okay, this auntie or this uncle is so nice. Why? You've got an opinion of a little child, and opinion of little children are very frank. There is nothing pretentious about them. There is nothing
diplomatic about
false about them. So they are direct. So if you get that impression from a child, it means you are somewhere on the right track, right? Then you move on to the teenagers. When you go to the teenagers, अभी teenagers का क्या है आजकल? They are very up to date. They are very tech savvy. They are very things that you don't know the teenagers will know. क्यों? क्योंकि Google Baba जिंदाबाद. So they know everything. But when you approach a teenager and there is a conversation about amongst the teenagers that this person is good, there again your confidence level goes up. So there again they are judging you. That is the next level. Then you go to the seniors. This would be the senior citizens. If you look at senior citizens, 60 plus. There again, there's a way of talking to them. There's a way of interacting with them, with the seniors. And if a senior comes in and tells you, yes, you are very good. There again, they are like children because they have passed through life, and they are the ones who will be at ease, and not actually judge people because they have seen life. So there again, if you get an opinion of a senior that you have been very good, again your confidence goes up. तो कौन रह गया अभी? वर्किंग क्लास रह गया. अभी वर्किंग क्लास के लिए अभी क्या चाहिए? You have to up your confidence level because those are the ones who will make opinions about you, and it may be right or wrong. So to prove them wrong, you have to be confident there. वहाँ आता है confidence building. So there again, there is a software. There are I would say activities. There are things that will help them individually as well as in a group. So वो soft skill confidence building भी very important है with every level. I won't only say the middle level, but with children also. You have specialized courses for children, mind you. You have specialized courses for children also for confidence building. क्योंकि आजकल क्या होता है within the school class, if you don't fit into the crowd, then the child is a little upset, right?
Yes.
So when you get that child to understand that this is what happens in everyday life, that is where the child will up her confidence or his confidence, saying that okay, this is normal. I am not abnormal. This is a normal situation. So wherever I can handle it, I will handle it. The rest of it, I will forget. What I keep telling children, I've had children from the 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard having difficulty in getting into groups. Okay, peer pressure as you call it. So for that, we have confidence building and we have motivational techniques to help them come out of that. So one child had a stammer. ओके, स्टैमर करता था, तो बराबर बोल नहीं पाता था। तो उसके लिए क्या, फर्स्ट थिंग इज गो स्लो. Okay, you need to understand what you want to tell the other person. So if you stammer, it means that you want to get across your idea very fast, but you're not able to do that. So the first thing is get the child to slow down in his speech, pronounce each word slowly, and understand that this is what you want to tell the other person. Then the stammering slows down, the confidence level increases, and speech level improves. So, and with that, the child is able to make friends also in his peer group. So, चारों के चारों aspects cover हो गए confidence building. So awesome. That is for children. Yeah, that is for children. And for adults, it's almost the same, but a little more difficulty in the language level. So when you're asking them to read, you give them maybe a newspaper or maybe a technical magazine like India Today, or any technical magazine you pick up which has a little higher diction written in it, so the words are a little bigger, the conversation is little longer, the pronunciation is varied. So there the difficulty level increases, but it's the same technique. Go slow, pronounce your words, understand what you want to tell the other person, and your speech improves. So this happens at all the levels.
So this was soft skills. थोड़ा सा IELTS के बारे में भी बात करते हैं. IELTS के कोर्स का कैसे, modules का क्या है, and what all do you cover?
Okay, in IELTS we have 4 modules. Okay, and how we are judged for IELTS is there is a score given on what you perform from 0 to 9 for each module, for each of the 4 modules, and the average person would get a 5 or a 6 overall. Okay. Now the modules are 4 modules, as in there's reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So the first one is listening, where you have to listen to what is said, okay, and write down the answers that you understand. तो आपको एक आंसर शीट दिया होगा, क्वेश्चन पेपर दिया होगा, और हेडफोन्स लगा के फिर सुनने का. That is at whatever speed. There's no repetition. Okay. So at one go, you have to understand what you're hearing and put it down on paper. That is for listening. So be listening के techniques क्या होंगे? Listening, you have to listen. Now, if you are a slow reader, which means you understand slowly, correct? But your speed at which that listening test is taken not change for the person. It will remain the same. So you have to get to that level in whatever time you may take, right? But if you are not prepared for the session, it is not advisable. I do not advise them to go for the test immediately, just because the visa guy has told them, you have to give this test this time, you have to do this, you have to do that. I always counsel them saying that, see, you need so much of time, so that requires practice. And over time, these are all working people. Mostly working people only come for the IELTS. So they need that time to actually practice listening. You have a lot of links where these listening tests are given, okay, and they have to listen to that and answer the question accordingly. So wo ho gaya listening. So that means you have to listen. Wo ek sense ho gaya. You've got 6 senses, right? Out of the 6, 5 senses are tested in IELTS. So ek ho gaya listening. Dusra, reading. Now in reading, what you do is you are given paragraphs. Okay, it's like comprehension. School mein comprehension kiya hoga na?
Yes.
Comprehension ho gaya. So based on comprehension, you have different types of questions. The different types of questions, 6 types of questions are there, and every session has at least 3 types. Okay, every listening module has at least 3 types of those questions. Sorry, not listening. We're looking at reading. Now, the difficulty level varies as you move ahead. So if you start with the first one, it's very easy. So हमको लगेगा कि हाँ हमको आ गया first one. You have to actually start from the third one, because the third one is the hardest. The hardest one will tell you how well you have grasped that topic, how well you have grasped the reading aspect. So if you go from the first, it's simple. Second is a little harder. Third is the hardest. 3 section hote hain reading. Now, what is the solution here? How do you go about this? Again, practice. So you look at different paragraphs. So if you're looking at only the first section, go with first section for different test papers. हमको test papers मिलते हैं, जैसे इसमें मिलते हैं ना, board exams में मिलते हैं ना, वैसे टेस्ट पेपर्स मिलते हैं IELTS के. So in the IELTS, there again you have to see which level. अभी दो types के होते हैं. One is general and one is academic. The general one is for working professionals who want to go abroad and start work. Academic one is for those who want to study further. तो अपना UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand ये सब IELTS रखते हैं. So when you have to study to get a higher score, and that is in academic. So academic थोड़ा और higher level है, little more difficult. Difficulty level increase होता है because you have to understand the language of the native person over there. That is why they require these IELTS exam you to go there. So that happens in reading. So reading, the only solution for reading is practice, practice, practice. That's the only thing I can say for reading. You may have techniques to, like there is, for example, there is a question which has paragraph headings. You have to choose the heading by reading the paragraph, and you are given options. Okay, Abhi, there is a technique saying that you look at the first part and you look at the last part of the paragraph. बीच में पढ़ने का नहीं. Okay, to get your title of the paragraph. So you look at the first part and conclude with the last part. This doesn't mean that you don't look at the middle, but you concentrate more on the start and the finish. There is where you will get your title, and that is what is the correct title of the paragraph. It may be confusing. This is one IELTS tip. Yeah, this is for paragraph headings. वैसे हर एक क्वेश्चन टाइप के लिए टिप्स होते हैं, वो मैं अपनी सेशन में कवर करती हूँ रीडिंग के लिए.
Awesome.
That's
great.
The second one. Then the third module is reading हो गया, listening हो गया, writing. Writing is only two types of questions come. One short one, one long one. The short one is on a letter. So you've got to address a letter, write a letter with the topic that is given to you. So there again, there are letter types. There are 6 letter types, and each one has their own, particular aspect of covering. Then, and the second part is a paragraph, short paragraph that you need to read. So there again, you have to see, you cover the points. It will ask you a question, and you need to give your answer in that paragraph. That is your writing. So mostly people find writing difficult because then you need to express your idea on paper. बाकी के हो जाते हैं, खाली writing का थोड़ा difficulty level increase होता है because there's spellings, there's punctuation, there's connection of the ideas. There's so many things that you need to see in writing. Coherence, cohesion, 4 aspects that are covered in writing. So if you're looking at putting a lot of words, those words need to make sense. You can say the same thing in a shorter way also. But if you're looking at expanding the words, you can say the same thing again. 2 शब्द का वही 10 शब्द में भी लिख सकते हैं. But it has to make sense. Because the reader is a person, the examiner is a person who is looking at your paper for the first time and will not know what type of person you are until he reads the paper. So you have to write it in such a way that you don't know the person and you are making sense by writing that. The same way you make sense for reading and listening, same thing you have in writing. अभी ये कौन सा sense आया इधर? Which sense comes here amongst the 5 is your writing. So writing will take in your understanding, your grasp of the subject. It may not be related to what the question is asked, but your writing should make sense. So speed is important because you have a time limit. Sab mein speed important hai, but then if you're a slow writer and if you're a slow person who will not understand the words that are given, wo to apna time udhar hi jayega. Then you cannot hope for a high score. Here again, practice. IELTS is only
having a good vocabulary is also very important, like GRE and the things.
Yes. See, the more better your vocabulary is, the more better you are able to understand what is asked of you. Right? So the basic thing is vocabulary, and it may not be speaking, okay? It'll be more of understanding what the other person is trying to tell you. So you may get your ideas across very well, but if you've not understood what is asked of you, then you are lost over there. So dono taraf se important. Right? And there's one more module. Yeah, one more module. That's the last one. There's a speaking module, and this happens not on the same day as the other 3. Okay, the first 3 are taken once. The speaking module is in on another day. A day and time is given to you, is for about 15 minutes, just 15 minutes. And during this time, the examiner will ask you questions where you have to understand what you have understood from the question. Now, they give you a time limit of only 2 minutes within this 15 minutes, and they will record that answer. Okay, and on recording that answer, then that is going for evaluation. What the examiner does there is, as the participant enters, he makes you comfortable with general questions, asks you about your background, your name, what you're doing, why you want to do IELTS, it's general questions. Then you have the second one with the recorded version, and the last part is a round off of the first and the second, general questions again, but mostly the questions from the first, second is related to the third. So all three flow in one direction. Now, it is important here that you may not be able to speak well, but that is not what is judged here. What is judged here is how well you put across your idea. The examiner understand what you want to say, and are you able to speak fluently for those 2 minutes? It should be continuous 2 minutes. You may go slow, you may go fast, whatever, but you should put in the ideas that are related to the question as best as you know. If you don't know something, you can ask the examiner to change the question. That also is allowed. But mostly you give general answers, and the examiner takes over from there. It's quite simple. So speaking is the easiest of all four.
Okay. So I think this was about your courses and also about a few techniques about how to crack IELTS. ये बहुत अच्छी चीज है, एंड आई एम श्योर कि आपके जितने भी आपके कोर्सेज हैं, ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज, उसमें ये चारों पांचों चीजों पे आप बच्चों की मास्टरी करवाते हैं, राइट? Awesome, great. Carol, could you also please share a few good resources that have helped you along the way, for IELTS maybe?
The resources would be the websites of the British Council, and a lot of British Council, because I've got certified from there for IELTS teaching, and a lot of them have the short-term courses, based on the IELTS. But I would say only go in for authorized sites, because there are a lot of them giving wrong information also. So beware. There are websites with IELTS information giving you wrong information regarding each module, and then when you actually cross-check with the British Council site, it's totally different. So I would say only go in for British Council related or British Council authorized websites. Don't take a chance with the other ones, because it's a big amount that you pay for IELTS exam. I think it's almost 17,000 now per paper, So if you are looking at investing in the IELTS, I would suggest investing in a good trainer for the IELTS to up your score.
It makes sense actually. It makes absolute sense. All right. So, Carol, आपने पिछले you have been a trainer for more than 13 years. तो बहुत सारे students को आपने groom किया है, guide किया है. We are interested to know, कुछ सक्सेस स्टोरीज आपके स्टूडेंट्स की जो आपसे पढ़ने के बाद आज अलग-अलग जगह पे हैं.
Yes, one of the first IELTS students I had taken was moving to Ontario, Canada.
Okay, that's Canada.
And she wanted a score of 7.5. This is, I think, just before the lockdown that she approached me and said, I would like to, look at mainly techniques to crack it and get a higher score. She scored an 8 overall. And she still keeps in touch, saying that it's because of you that, I have got that score, and she's got into a university that she always dreamt of getting into. And she's always WhatsApping me, asking me any other things that need to be done to improve your study. Because these are genuine candidates who have worked here in Mumbai and know the difficulty level, to actually get into universities abroad. So she wanted to add on to her skills baggage, get up and get something that is in masters. So she is mastered in literature, and for literature you really need a high score. You really need a high score. She was very happy when she gave that exam and she got an 8. So I said, it's all because of your effort. What have I done? I've just given you the push in the right direction.
So that's 8 out of 9, right?
Yes, 8 out of 9. That's a very good score. In fact, that was the first time. Her first time she gave it, and she's saying, I couldn't give the score that I got. I said, that's because of all your effort. She used to practice a lot. She was working side by side, And I had always forwarded, any time of the day she used to WhatsApp and say, what is this answer? What is that answer? And I used to give her all those tips. Every time she used to do a practice session, she used to always score a little less. But then with a little, tweaking from my side, and then an understanding from her side, practice from her side, that score automatically used to increase. So I said, now I think it's final that you give the exam and actually take a go at it. So she'll be happy that one go she got an 8 means a big achievement for her.
All kudos to you, coaches like you. And as you said, once a coach, always a coach. People do remember you.
Yes.
Okay.
She keeps so much. Yes.
So Carol, what are your future plans?
Future plans, I think we're already in the future, It's already the future for me now. The thing is to see our children grow into those plans, So my daughter has already got into work. She's a fashion designer. And she has, she also wants to do IELTS. So she is always after me now that, Mama, give me some tips for the IELTS. I said, you'll get the best of tips because your mom is in the house. And the younger chap is still in school. So let's see what happens with him. So the best is to get our children into those, on gear modes and see them settled in life. I guess that is our future now. Yeah.
Awesome. Carol, one final piece of advice for students would be starting their careers. You have been a soft skills trainer, IELTS trainer all through your life. So any final piece of message or advice for them?
Okay, I would say not just advice for the youngsters, but advice for everyone in general. That we need to, with this pandemic time, we need to be careful of where we venture. It may be abroad, it may be a different career, it may be a different area where you've not gone before. Go ahead and make that, because it's not until you go ahead you will not realize what you're capable of. So this pandemic has actually told me many things that you're capable of doing so much more, and we've just touched the tip of the iceberg. But I would tell everyone to go through and touch the entire iceberg and get through things that you never imagined that you would be able to do. Like for example, like I told you that the Canada incident, the candidate, she did not believe that she would be able to do it. So there again, with soft skills, motivation comes into play. And motivation helps a lot because these kids need it. And the youth of today also need it. For that matter, each of us needs that motivational pill. Yeah? Just a little nugget of motivation coming your way that's what we all expect. And then we do our best for ourselves and for the world at large. I'm hoping that this pandemic would end peacefully.
Yes. And from Team Skills Rediscovery, we wish you best of luck for your future. Thank you so much, Carol, for joining us. It was wonderful speaking with you.
Thank you, Rushal. Yeah, thank you, Rushal. All the best to you.